Across 8 generations, I'm the third woman to direct the property. And I feel I'm inheriting a history which doesn't belong to me. It has to be passed on.
First of all, you have to love being a winemaker. That's to say, go to the vineyards, understand nature, love it, listen to it. I conceive and imagine the happiness of those who love wine.
Here in Saint-Emilion, we have types of soils that will vary from one plot to another, even from time to time within the same plot. So you have to know your vineyard and its different types of soils well to get the results that you want.
The first rays of autumn shine on the city of Saint-Emilion. Perched on hills of limestone and clay, the vineyard tells a 2,000-year history of wine. At the centuries-old Angelus estate, each harvest brings a new vintage and hopes of a Grand Cru.
As the weather is still good, we can continue to pick only the grapes that are ripe and ready. As each plot has a slightly different soil type, they won't all reach maturity at exactly the same time. So it is extraordinary that we can afford to pick the grapes only when we feel it's time.
After 20 years working on the estate, Emmanuel knows all the tricks of the trade: intuition, observation, and tasting.
Obviously, you start with the taste, and in your mouth, you can distinguish skin that is still a little crunchy. That's good, and it has a nice flavor. As the grapes mature, the pulp becomes more liquid. And then there are the pips that I'm crunching that have a good little hazelnut taste. So it's very nice because it means that they're ripe. So we really have the mature grapes that we're looking for to make Angelus.
Developing great wines requires rigorous selection of the fruit, which helps to preserve this unique ecosystem.
I've known Angelus for over 20 years, and I've never seen a herbicide used here. For a long time, prophylactic methods have been put in place to keep the grapes in good condition. There has to be a balance in the cultivation of the wines, just as there must be in the wine itself. This balance comes right from the vine's roots. The root system has to be well installed, which requires that the soil be well worked and healthy, if only to preserve the heritage of the land and the men who work it.
The great wines of Saint-Emilion have made their name thanks to the Merlot plums, the grape variety native to this soil. The Angelus estate meticulously blends them with other dominant varieties in the region.
The second main grape variety here is Cabernet Franc, which is very important as it takes up almost half of the territory. It's an incredible variety, but it's difficult. So hard, in fact, that it's been torn out and abandoned. It takes 25 or 30 years before it starts making good wines. It's more prone to illnesses, but when it turns out well, it's just exceptional. It's a kind of fabric woven with finesse and sophistication when it's well established and brought to fruition at the right time.
The 18 to 22-month aging process in oak barrels helps bring out the grape's most elegant qualities.
The barrel is an accompaniment that transcends the quality of the wine. It's not the wood or the barrel that makes a great wine. That's totally false. The wine must be the wine until the end, to the fruit's fullest expression, imbued with the taste of the surrounding soil. We're not here to taste wood.
At the Angelus estate, the passion for wine is shared among the family. Each new vintage is part of a quest for excellence.
We're going to have pH levels that are not too high, but considerably sweet.
It's very pure. You have to be demanding. I'd say even more than that, uncompromising.
For me, this is only the beginning. So this exchange is extremely important, and I can learn from this experience and grow.
Stephanie has followed tradition, taking over a family business that's been around since the French Revolution.
As a little girl, my brothers and sisters and I went on our first harvest when we were 5, 6 years old, with our baskets and pruners. It's a passion that we've had since very early.
The first woman in 3 generations to manage the 40-hectare estate, Stephanie marks a return to the long tradition of feminine influence on the family business.
Our wines are complex, but they have a lot of finesse and freshness. So maybe the finesse and freshness will be strengthened over the years with this extra feminine touch.
More than just wine, Angelus is also a family story. Their name and produce continues to delight connoisseurs.
I think we contribute to an image of know-how, a picture of history, continuity, and when our wines are tasted in New York, London, by the French president, in the United States, all that, it contributes to this image of France.
We have great wines. So there's also a sense of maintaining that quality across successive generations. Continuing this tradition and taking it even further to develop this jewel that has been entrusted to us, it's a kind of homage to past generations.